And here is tape number 9. Sand, sand, and more sand. Ankle deep, hot, and very loose. My ankles, knees, and hips are swollen. Were swollen for the first 2 weeks. Just walking to and from class and walking out to the bush every day for judo. It is the hardest exercise I've endured in the last 40 years. However, I've been assured by the locals that 3 months from now, my legs will be like a professional rugby players, ready for the season. So, I'm confident that the exercise is a benefit, and I completely ignore the pain. This is not complaining. I'm not generally a complainer. I just tell stories. I feel like it's important for you to feel the reality of walking around in a remote African village. If you want to see power, you should watch an African woman carry 100 pounds of water in a plastic bucket balanced perfectly on her head. 7 months pregnant and strolling through the sand with a swing of the hips and a swing of the shoulder and a smile and a wave when I announce, "Hi!" She smiles, waves back shyly, but never breaks stride. I'm always trying to get them to, they know me by now over there, and they know I have a sense of humor. The huts we live in are constructed with wood that is cut as fresh trees, cured, trimmed, and made into logs. They are planted in mud about 2 feet apart, then framed for the roof. The roof is entirely thatch. It is environmentally perfect. The walls are covered with mud, and there's an open space in between the wall and the thatch roof, all the way around, an open space, which allows air flowing in any direction to force the air inside the hut out the other side. At night, with no wind, 1 candle will heat the entire hut beyond endurance. So you must leave the door open. But it gets difficult at night because with the door open, you invite the critters in. So it's a catch-22 situation. The school is made of brick. It has a tin roof that starts pinging when the heat of the sun hits it. It gets very, very hot. But there's a cool breeze blowing most of the time, and frankly, the evenings are delightful. The stars are incredible. I look up at the Southern Cross from my front step every night, and it makes me weep when I think of my 3 kids and myself as the 4 points of the cross. I've learned to recognize where I am at night by just looking up. I now have a feel for how ancient sailors navigated in any season. The sky is my new neighborhood. When there's no moon, it is so dark I cannot see my hand in front of my face. In the hut, I am totally blind. I figure out where everything is by pacing and feeling. I know where my matches are. I know where my pee bucket is. And I know where my tape recorder is for listening for the millionth time to an Ovid tape at night. I restlessly drift off to sleep under my mosquito net, covered with my sleeping bag, listening to the sounds of dogs barking, animals howling, cattle moving, and all sorts of imaginative things in the night. It's really quite peaceful here. And though I'm content, I have to admit, I am very, very lonely. The students live in the hostels, sort of like the college dormitories without walls, just bunk beds and lockers. It's amazing what they endure. An American student would look at this situation, turn up their nose, and quit within 7 seconds. These children come here because of the meals, of a roof to sleep under, and to educate themselves for the future. Education is their survival ticket. The teachers are all male, very friendly, strict disciplinarians, and very authoritative. Students must kneel on one knee to speak to a teacher. It's a sign of respect to clap your hands before you speak so that you don't interrupt one another. When the teacher claps, you have permission to speak. It looks like this. They don't clap like this. They clap like this, and if they get an answer, then they answer it back. It's a fantastic communication system. When you say hello, they clap. When you say thank you, you clap. When you say goodbye, you clap. And when you're cross, you clap. It's very soft, and once you get the hang of it, it's an extremely intimate body language because you recognize what is being said by the body language, not the clap. It's done with a sense of affectionate respect and given as a sign of respect toward all older people. Being 58 years old, I get a lot of clapping around this place. We had our first blackout this week. The school ran out of diesel fuel for the generator. Normally, the generator goes on in the morning for an hour or two while the students over at the hostel get dressed to eat. It also is reactivated in the evening just as the sun goes down for 2 or 3 hours, depending on how much light there is left in the day, for study in the classrooms. I can watch learners while I dictate from my hut door, approximately 50 meters away as I am right now, watching them working by candlelight in the classroom. It's amazing to me to see how much these people want to learn and how little there is for me to give. It makes me cry every now and then. I just can't do enough for them. I probably never will be able to, but my sense of caring about how they learn keeps me going. And next we will have tape number 10, called Getting Acclimated.